Hello and welcome to another Replica Airguns video. My name's Michael K. We're taking a look at the EKOL Major today. And I brought this gun in with a bunch of other EKOL products. Those products were the EKOL Lassie, the EKOL Ferret, the EKOL ES55, the EKOL Special 99, the Tuna, and the EKOL Arda. And if you haven't watched that overview video, I've got an overview video where I take a quick look at all of those guns. Also check out my shooting video for this EKOL Major where I shoot 3 rounds through it along with some other guns that I shot some rounds through. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the specifications of this gun. It's a 9mm P.A.K shooter, blank shooter, so it uses these 9mm blanks. It's semi-auto only. It holds 7 rounds in the magazine, so 7 plus 1. It's about 1 1/4 pounds. It's a front firing with flare adapter. Uses these flare adapters. This particular model comes in the satin finish, but we do also carry it in the glossy black. And it's a single action only pistol. Now if you haven't noticed, it looks a lot like a Walther PPK, the notorious James Bond 007 pistol from the earlier James Bond movies. In the box you of course get your flare adapter, we've mentioned already, the gun of course, and you get this little manual. You've got your parts list here. Alright, let's take it out of the box and I'd like to compare it to another pistol that I have. By the way, you do get this wrap around the plastic hard shell case that it comes in. So let's take a look at it compared to the other pistol that I have. And this other pistol is a Kimar product. It's a PPKS style pistol. You can see they're very similar. Let's take a look at the other side. Now you can see here on the Kimar product that the ejector port is much larger. It's more cut out on the top, right going over and above the top of the gun. Whereas on the EKOL product, it's actually more like the real PPKS. So this is more true to the PPKS. And one other thing I wanted to mention really quickly, is you'll notice on the Kimar product you have your magazine release here, which is actually more true to the PPK as well. So that's one thing to note. Whereas on the EKOL, you'll notice here that the magazine ejector is on the bottom. Okay, so that's not exactly true, although it does work, it's very effective. Okay, just quickly I want to show you the gun a little bit. Okay, you can see here on the left side we have our safety. Okay, you'll notice that the actual hammer moves a little bit, so it's just basically adding this little, I don't know if you can see it, it's a little tough. I'm going to focus in here so you can see this. What's actually happening here is that there's a little piece that drops in front there. It just sort of toggles and it covers the firing pin. On the other side of the gun again you have your ejector port, your ejector pin. There's no safety on this side. Let's take a look at the bottom, and here we have the magazine ejector. And it just basically clips onto the magazine. Okay, take a look at this magazine really quick. So top loading of course. That's about it. You know, not too bad. 7 rounds. Okay, no tactical rails or anything like that. Pretty basic. On the top here of course we have our sights. We have our front sight, our rear sight. Now there's no need here to have any type of markings, any illuminated markings or anything like that. Again, it's just a blank gun. And you don't really need sights for blank guns, but they wouldn't really look realistic if they didn't have them. Front of the gun here, you can see that this is a front firing gun. It has a metal rod that goes through the barrel and down the barrel to stop any type of projectile from coming out of the barrel. Now to release the slide, there's no slide release, so you have to basically pull the magazine out and the slide releases. Okay, let's quickly field strip this gun. So we'll take the magazine out. Now to field strip it, it's very much like pretty much every other PPK styled or even the Makarov styled guns. You just basically pull this down, so the trigger guard, you pull it down, slide back and up, and off comes your slide. Okay? Let's see inside there, it's an all metal gun, all metal slide. Fairly weighty slide. Take a look at the gun here. Not much really to it. I put it back together. Again, pull your trigger guard down, back, and forward. Really a very easy gun to field strip. And we're back together. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this tabletop review. Just wanted to go over some pros and cons really quickly. Again, in Canada, I mentioned this before, but this gun would be prohibited, and so unless you have a grandfathered in prohibited license, you can't get this gun. So the only way that I can own this style of gun, if say I'm a James Bond fan or whatever, then I have to purchase it in a blank gun. So it's kind of nice that I can get it in a blank gun here in Canada. And again, if you're a James Bond fan, 007 fan, you might want to pick this up and add it to your James Bond collection. Pricing of this gun is pretty good. It's in and around the $100 price point, so if you want to get a blank gun, you don't want to spend a lot of money, this is definitely a good option. And it's a small gun, but it does hold 7 rounds in the magazine and 1 in the chamber, so you can shoot 8 rounds with this gun. And for its size, it's not too bad. And for me, this gun worked really well. I didn't have any misfires or jams. I didn't shoot a lot of rounds through it, but right off the get-go, it fired all the rounds, no problems. I do like it in the satin finish. I like the two-tone look of this gun. If you're more of a glossy black fan, then you can pick that one up too from the Replica Airguns website. A couple things I didn't like. Well, for originality's sake, I didn't like the magazine release on the bottom here. You know, it's effective and it works well. There's no problems with that. So as a gun, it works well, but I would have liked to have seen it up on the actual frame of the gun, like the original PPK. Now, there's no slide release on the gun, but that's the way this gun was originally made. The true Walther version was originally made without a slide release. But I do like slide releases on guns. It's just typically smaller guns don't have them, and this gun is no exception. Now the grips are a little on the shiny side. I like grips that are a little bit more matte-like. So for instance, on this gun here, you can see how the grips are a little softer. They're not quite as shiny. I prefer that style of grip, but it's not a big deal. All in all, this is a really nice blank gun. So if you want to pick one up, come down to the Replica Airgun store and pick one up in either gloss black or satin. And make sure to check out some of our articles, our reviews in the Replica Airguns website. A lot of times we have other information posted there that I don't put in the videos. So again, thanks for watching another Replica Airguns video, and make sure to check back for more videos. Take care.